The first day is attitude. To me, attitude is absolutely everything. Your attitude is what basically you bring to that first few moments in terms of the sales interaction. So to me, it's incredibly important people get their attitude right. As I mentioned in the seminar, which I thought was very interesting, in 2007, Stanford Business Advisory Committee said that the most important attribute that a leader should develop is self-awareness. So attitude, self-awareness is becoming mainstream. It's very, very important. The second A was about attitude and giving, or attention, attention. And giving people attention in an attention deficit society is a huge, huge skill. So what I talked about was, moving the relationship from a customer relationship to a friendship. So how do you develop friendships? That's what I was looking at. And what I said was to exceptionalize the service, to exceed their expectations, and to ask yourself questions which you might normally not, which is, when did you get business for your client? And the third A is action. Action precedes everything, ultimately. As a speaker, there's a great quote from China which says, "Teachers open the door, but you must enter by yourself." For people to improve as sales managers, they need to take some of the ideas, integrate it into their daily life, take that type of action, and then they'll get improvements. But it is all about action. Action about setting a compelling vision, which we talked about, a vision that's underpinned by values, and letting that journey bring you to a place, as I said, that they'll recognize as better than their starting point. So attitude, action, and attention. 3 A's. Well, we talked about the start in the keynote about the power of presence, and I think presence is hugely important at the moment. Presence is dictated by their thinking, is dictated by their attitude. So what I would like to see in the sales manager is somebody who is still optimistic, who is persevering, who is working hard, who is leading by example and leading from the front. So I would like to see him still having a vision, still chasing that vision, still treating his customers and his employees the same, giving them quality attention, listening to his employees, upskilling them in the areas they need. But ultimately, to me, a good sales manager at the moment still believes, and that belief permeates all the people that works for him. The last thing you want in a sales manager now is that they've thrown in the towel, that all they talk about is the recession, the market has regressed, etc. As it turns out, I'm having one of the best years of my life. Why? It's the same principles: work hard, persevere. If you've got quality, tell the world, keep telling your target audience. And of course, the story I told, which sums up where it's at really in terms of the attitude they need, is the story that I got my biggest contract last year. It took 10 years to get it. Now, the question is, would they last 10 years? Would they persevere that much? So, in a very long-winded way, my answer is simple. They have to be everything that is a role model for their team. They have to really believe in their team, they have to help their team, they have also to listen to their team. That's really what I want to see. So they have the right attitude, they're giving quality attention to their team, and they too are willing to take action. So when I'm looking as a salesperson, as my manager, I see somebody who's still taking action, still dreaming, still believing in the vision. I get inspired by that. Well, I want to take up your first point though, which is hugely important, which is so many different things vying for our attention. So, with Twitter, with Facebook, with so many things that potentially can distract us. That's why it's critical. Another important thing is that what we're bringing to the table, as I spoke about in the keynote, is an experience, is different, so it can get over the attention challenge as such. That's number one. In terms of business plans, all I have myself, personally, it may surprise you, is a compelling vision. As in, I want to do so much work abroad every year. And then I allow everything to happen after that and take me on the journey. Business plans are of course useful, but they need to be fluid as well. But the most important thing to me, for your sales managers watching this and for your salespeople, it's about their attitude. If they're passionate about the product and they believe in it, that's what transfers to the customer, and it transfers within seconds. So to me, passion is everything. The plan can come second. Of course it's useful, but it's not much use if you have a sales team that aren't passionate about your product, you know. So fluidity is required, though. The market is changing. And another interesting thing too as well to say, I have to say, is that it's an amazing opportunity for everybody in the world today. You know, in the past, 20 years ago, if I wanted to get to speak in Slovenia, the process would have been so long, it would have taken years. Well, it certainly would have taken months. Now, through the internet, you can have a worldwide presence. Through the internet, you can get superb people at minimal cost on optimization, which will mean that your website will be on the top page for the keywords. So if you have something special to bring to the table, you can tell the world now. You have 2 million people. Ireland has 4 million people. Basically, I'm saying tell the world. 2 million people, that means there's a lot of business out there in the world market. You know, so I think we should leverage the power of the internet, without a doubt.